Hey, family, welcome to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, hosted by It Will Be Your Two Favorites. Love you be joining in hopefully a few minutes. But nevertheless, I am Aaron Bull, host of the Beacon of Truth podcast. I hope you all are doing well. Um, so I hope you can't hear Tippy barking in the background. I think he's doing that. But nevertheless, I hope you all have had a great week. Happy first day of spring. It's actually one of the chillier days. As you can see, I have on my jacket still because it didn't really warm up that well over this way. But a couple of things. We have quite a few things to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about a few things before Lovey gets here. Um, Number one, just a reminder. Every show this March, I will be spreading colon cancer awareness. That's why I haven't changed the logos and icons at the bottom. They will be blue all month, which is the color of colon cancer awareness. March is colon cancer awareness month, and I spread awareness every March in honor of my father who passed away in 2017 from colon cancer. So every time that I've talked about it, I've kind of talked about different aspects of it. So I wanted to tell you a little bit more about how we discovered that my father had stage 4 colon cancer. His appendix burst, and he ended up having to have emergency surgery to repair that. And as they were going to repair it and doing all of that, they discovered the cancer. And at that time that they discovered it, it was stage 4, and it had already metastasized to other organs. He had a few spots, I think, on his kidneys, definitely on his liver. Um, so that's why I do spread colon cancer awareness, especially towards men, because if his appendix had not burst, we don't know when the cancer would have been discovered. Because again, usually when colon cancer is discovered in men, it is generally the later stages because men have less organs down there. So if it was any swelling or anything like that, it would take a long time for him to develop any other symptoms to alert that there may be a problem. So just be sure to get your colonoscopies and follow up with your doctor to make sure that you're getting them as recommended. Let's see, we got a couple of people in the room. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm not on the right screen to see my comments. All right, there we go. Um, Also, like I said, it's the first day of spring. We did Spring Forward Sunday, and I still feel that hour. I'm gonna need that back. But I guess we'll have to wait till like what, November to get it back. But also, did y'all get stimulated? Anybody got this stimmy? Anybody? Hi, cuz. Um, so millions of Americans have already gotten their stimulus, but apparently there's some issues with those on Social Security or disability. Hi, Levy.
Hello.
So it seems to be a delay in stimulus is being released to those on Social Security or disability. I don't know all of the specifics about it, but I know that it seems to be a prevalent thing. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
About 5 pounds lighter now.
Oh, okay. So tell all your business.
No, because I'm on a cleanse.
Mm,
And so, yeah, duty called.
no pun intended.
No pun intended.
All right. Well, looks like everything came out all right.
So tired of this. I want some food.
So, what does that entail? So, when you're doing a cleanse, you just not eating, or you only eating specific things, smoothies? What are you doing?
So I'm doing the green smoothie cleanse. It's a 10-day cleanse.
Hmm.
And there's two versions of it that you can participate in. One is 3 smoothies a day or 2 in 1 meal. And I'm choosing to do the 2 in 1 meal. But the only thing is that I am not a breakfast person. So I'm not going to get up and fix myself a smoothie when I get up. I'm not going to do it. I don't even make breakfast like that for myself.
Hmm.
So I typically miss a smoothie. But I do watch what I eat. So I'm usually eating my fruits and my vegetables throughout the remainder of the day. And then for my snacks, I usually have like a boiled egg and some almonds. And I drink a detox tea.
That sounds like a lot. So, are you still doing the sea moss?
Yep, I put that in my smoothies.
Oh wow. Okay, so can you not pre-make the smoothie? Like make an extra smoothie and then have it in the morning, or is it just better to
I
make it on
can. I
demand?
can pre-make it.
Mm.
I can, but I just don't know. I mean, I guess it could. I'll try it. I'll make a lot. I'll make a lot of it tonight for tomorrow. I had to look at the schedule and see what type of smoothie I'm supposed to have tomorrow. But I can. But
Okay,
I'm
so
still not gonna get up early enough to drink it.
why do you have to get up early? So I mean, why can't you just do it whenever you do get up and then start your 3 from there, or is it based on a clock?
Well, because typically I'm not getting up until like 11, 12 o'clock.
Mhm.
By that time is lunch. And I know that smoothie isn't going to sustain me until, say, like dinner. So
Mhm.
that's why I just have my lunch. I have my meal for my lunch. And then, like, when we're done here, I'm going to have a smoothie for dinner.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
It's not bad, but it's just, so there's this new wing place. I want
Mhm.
some wings so bad. Oh my God. I want some wings. I want some cookies. I want it all. But I will say that this is definitely working because I'm not as exhausted as I normally am. Usually when I would bend over to tie my shoe, oh, it was something. I would be tired. Like, where's the person to come along and tie my shoe for me? But I saw a difference. I was like, ooh, okay. And then I worked out with a personal trainer this week too. So
Okay, okay. Well, you are definitely looking livelier this week. Hey, Jermaine.
okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm still on the CMOS. Um, I think it's working. I may not be taking the correct amount. I just take a big tablespoon, but some people say you're supposed to take 2
Two.
tablespoons.
2 a day.
But I'm almost out of the CMOS gel, so I ordered some pills, some capsules, um, just so I can make sure that I'm taking the right amount. You're supposed to take 3 of them a day. Now, I don't know if you know the answer to this. Are you supposed to take 3 at one time, like just in the morning when you would normally take it?
I have no
Or
idea.
okay, well, we're gonna try that and see how it works.
Yeah, I have no idea. Courtney, the tea that I'm drinking, the detox tea is called Yogi. And I'm sorry, excuse my French. That shit is terrible.
Worse than the sea moss? Well, you didn't have the sea moss uncut, have you?
No.
Or unflavored? Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But that tea, oh my gosh, because it has ginger, pepper, like black pepper. Um, yeah. So it's strong. It's strong. And then I call myself getting the peach flavor. Yeah, I taste no peach in it, so I usually put in a flavored tea bag in there with it to be able to make it digestible. No, you get used to it. It took me a couple of days because that first day, oh, let me tell you, baby, I put some sea. Usually, I drink my tea with sea moss, right? I did it that first day, and the sea moss didn't completely dissolve. I was like, oh no, I'm not getting down to the bottom of that cup. Oh no, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not doing it. So I was like, no, that we're gonna have to find another way to do the sea moss. So I just eliminated it from the tea, and I just drink the tea straight up. I'll add a. You're supposed to have it as natural as possible, but if you have to put a sweetener in it, they say stevia. I bought some stevia. Excuse my French. That shit is terrible.
Mm.
I mean, for those who can't eat sugar anymore, I get it, but Oh my God, it's terrible. I was like, this is nasty.
Is it
So
worse than Sweet and Low or or Splenda? Or you?
I've never had those. I've never
Oh,
had
okay.
to use them.
Yeah, I've used Sweet and Low like years ago when there was no sugar. I was like, oh, this tastes wrong. This tastes like
Yes.
a
Yes.
violation.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, oh no, this is some malarkey right here. So I just added like a dab of honey. I just need something in there. I don't do like a full tablespoon, but just or a teaspoon, just something in there to cut some of the bitterness of the tea. But that flavored part, because I have like blueberry, I don't use the raspberry. I have peach. I added peach, another peach in there. So I was like, this just tastes so wrong because it's so good.
Mm.
It's like, am I getting the benefit of this? But yeah, so that's where I am. Oh, Lord Jesus, be offense, because I want a horse. I want a mule. The turkey gizzards. I don't even eat gizzards, but I will eat it all, okay?
Lord have mercy. You might even eat some beef, huh?
Okay. So let me tell you about what happened yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So I participated in a taste test, right? And they said it was pizza. So they didn't say that you would be eating slices of pizza and pizza bowls. Yeah, your face. All right. Okay.
Okay.
So it was like, it's a lot of food coming out. So, pace yourself. Okay, great. Lord, it was Philly cheesesteak pizza. It was so good. It was so good. Oh, the cheese. Oh, it just tasted like a real cheesesteak sandwich.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. And then I ate the steak. I did. I had to eat because I couldn't be like, oh no, I'm not eating that. Even though I probably could have played it off, but it was so good. So I ran home,
I know you did.
throwing the teapot on the stove. I need my tea. Get this out of my system. So I had some beef.
Mm. Okay then.
Hmm.
Um, so you missed the intro. I was just talking about it being the first day of spring. Ooh, violation. But
My
I was
bad.
talking about it being the first day of spring. And then of course we lost the hour on your birthday, and I've been trying to catch that hour since it left. Okay.
Hmm. I feel
Um,
you.
let's see what we got. So, you have some entertainment news today.
Not really. Not really. Beyonce looked hella old last week at the Grammys, but
Oh, I didn't watch the Grammys, obviously. Did you? So you did? You watched the whole thing, or?
no, because I went to sleep because I'm old.
Oh,
And two, that sun wore me out.
oh, when we were sitting out there at
Yes. I
okay,
was so hot when I got home. It took me like 3 hours to cool down, and then I just slept.
that service was so horrible.
Oh my God. Y'all, those of y'all in Atlanta, don't go to Miss Icy's Cafe.
Mm-mm,
It is the
mm-mm,
worst.
mm-mm. I think I was the only one that actually enjoyed my whole meal.
Yeah, I was envious about that food. I was like, damn, I want some creamy ass grits.
I mean, everything was good. It just took forever to get it. She forgot my Sprite, and then I had to wait 20 minutes just to pay the
I
tab.
thought it was 30 minutes.
It might have been 30 minutes.
Yeah, you said 30 minutes.
Because I know we were there for an hour and a half, and we saw that waitress twice within the first 15 minutes, and then about an hour later. And she was
Yeah.
walking past our table.
Hmm. with her mask right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were sitting outside on the patio. And they brought a little courtesy carafe of water with 4 cubes of ice, and it sat empty for the longest time. And then they refilled it with just cold water and 4 more cubes of ice for 4 people at the table.
Yeah, the ventilation was terrible out there on that patio.
It was horrible.
Yeah, they need to do better. But ain't gotta worry about me going back.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Plus the parking was bad too. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that parking was terrible.
Whew.
That's okay.
Uh,
I left a nice little Yelp review.
okay, good. What else? The Shy is returning May 23rd. No, you're not excited. You're not excited because it's more recording. So The Shy is one of the shows that we do on Lovey's podcast, Live, Laugh, and Lovey. It's been on hiatus. Seems like forever,
No,
but
you feel like it's been forever. You feel like that when they go off for a week.
I
Oh
just
my God,
enjoy
I
the
gotta wait
show.
a whole another 7 days for this to come back. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I just love the show.
clearly.
Um, Derek Jackson, the relationship guru, cheated on his wife in their marital bed. His wife of like 4 years. Actual factual. Verified. And the girl that he cheated with was the one that leaked the pictures. So it's photos. Mm-hmm.
Shut up. I always knew it was something about him. I was just like, everybody was like, oh, damn. Uh, no.
And I was cool on him. I could watch his videos, but you have to be able to, digest the meat and spit out the bones with him. I think that he definitely had like a male bias or a bias towards males or against males, however you want to look at it. Because he made it, all his relationship videos were supposed to be uplifting women and teaching men how to treat women and kind of what women want. But he would always put down the men, oh, men out here doing this or, not stepping up. And, it was always just flawed men versus uneducated or uninformed men when it comes to relationships. You know what I mean? Because, if you're not teaching him how to be with you and what your requirements are, you know, you can't fault him. But
Well, that's unfortunate.
it's definitely unfortunate. I mean, and he was blowing up
He really was.
because he had Facebook videos, Instagram, YouTube.
He
He
was
had
on tour.
merchandise, books,
He
cards.
was doing a tour because I knew someone that was having like a book club meeting or something, and she booked them.
Mm,
So
mm.
sorry for ya. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. How you
Hmm.
sitting up here preaching about honesty and you lying the whole time? So maybe that explains that anger or animosity he had towards black men. He was speaking to himself the whole time.
Hmm. Yeah, that's like me giving a seminar about walking.
Mhm. Mhm. But you want to have the conversation first or the question of the day?
I mean, we could do the question of the day.
Okay.
When were your parents most disappointed in you?
Oh Lord, have mercy. Whew. When were my parents most disappointed in me? Mm. Mm. I'm gonna think on that. You go with your answer first.
The only time that I could really think of, because I was so private with my activities outside of the house, um, And two, because I moved in a way that would not disappoint my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that I could think of or that would come to mind was the day of the earthquake. And I've spoke on this before, was when the earthquake of 1989 in the Bay Area, and the the whole city, the power was out. The power was out. The bridges had collapsed. People were in the balance. We were in. I was what, in the seventh or eighth grade, and yeah, I think it was seventh grade, and we didn't have nothing to do. This is when we used to sit outside and talk and play with our friends. Well, not play at that time, but talk. And you want us to just sit up in the house? Oh, okay. My friend came around the corner, like, come with me to Brian's house. Okay. Brian lived some 20, no, 30 something blocks, no, 20 something blocks from my house. And we were chilling, hanging out in front of a store. Um, and then the thing about earthquakes is that you'll have aftershocks. And sometimes an aftershock could be a lot larger than the actual earthquake. And so someone went back and told my grandmother that they saw me in front of the store. And that's when I was like, well, who told you? And so that's when I was like, oh, okay, I need to keep my business well covered up to where my business will never get back to my grandmother, and
Mm-hmm.
that she would be disappointed in me. Did she need the question again?
As usual, yes.
When were your parents most disappointed in you?
Uh, I would
Since,
say that it's like one's for my mom and then one's for my dad. I have to think on
mhm.
the one for my dad, but definitely for my mother. Probably when she found out that I was sexually active. Yeah.
I can see that.
Um, Dad. Hmm. When would Dad have been disappointed in me? Uh, Probably when I cursed at him.
You cursed at him?
Kind of. Kind of.
What's kind of? What you say, hell?
No. So I was like 20 something and dad was still paying like a lot of my bills and he was paying my cell phone bill cuz I was still on his plan everything.
Hmm.
And he wanted I don't remember even what he wanted me to do or either I might have called him to do something else for me as if I wasn't being taken care of enough and he told me no. And I said, "Well, F it, I'll do it myself."
You said that over the phone or in person?
Over the phone. Girl,
Uh-huh.
I would not be here. I'd have been in the grave with him. Okay, like no.
Uh-huh.
When I tell you, my daddy flew over there from Marietta to Baker's Ferry, and I ain't never seen the door unlock so fast. Because we were living. He owned the house, so he had keys to
What
it.
did he say?
Ooh. So on the phone, I like as soon as I said it, I knew I was wrong. I was like, "Oh, I messed up. Let me try and fix it." I tried to tell him that I didn't say that. He wasn't falling for it. I said, no, I said bump it and whatever else I said. Like, no, no. That man flew. I don't even think the rubbers met the road. Okay, the rubber on the tires met the road at all. He put up in that driveway. I thought he was gonna bust the dude down. Like, wow! Snatched my phone while I was on it. Snatched my phone, took my brother's phone. His friend was over, Lance's friend was over there. He's like, "Give me your phone." My dad, woo, his eyes were red.
Did you know he was coming?
No, I mean, it's some on a subconscious level, maybe. Like, oh, I know I messed up. I'm probably gonna have to see him. But he didn't say, "Oh, I'm on my way."
So you were dead ass shocked when he
Oh,
came to the
oh,
door.
yeah. But I knew what it was. I could tell from the skirt on the gravel in the driveway. I was trying to hide. And at 20 something years old, I was like, "Oh, I done messed up. I have messed up."
That's funny.
Woo, child.
I will say that there was a time where I was most embarrassed because I had left. I was already here in Atlanta, and my grandmother was telling me about some of the stuff that I had left behind, right? So she was like, you left your prophylactics here. So at the time, I didn't know what that meant. I wasn't familiar with that word. So I was like, huh? She's like, you left your prophylactics. So I was like, again, it's not registering. I was like, oh, that's okay. She's like, you sure you don't need your condoms?
Woo, rest in peace. How many times did you die?
No, you could just go ahead and throw those away.
Right. Like,
Yeah, just gonna keep it right there. Yeah, I died about 12 times. Yeah, for
okay.
each apostle. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's hilarious. All right. So today's conversation, and they actually oddly kind of go hand in hand,
Mm-hmm.
is about back in the day. Back in the good old days when we used to have fun. What are some things today, or I guess what are some things that we're missing that we used to have, we used to be able to do from back in the day?
Oh, you're asking. Oh, okay. So we don't have like a sense of community anymore, in my opinion, because everybody is out for themselves and they keep their head in their own door, where they don't look. We no longer look out for one another, which is sad because I could be getting beat up in the parking lot. You'll just be looking in the window. To my hope she all right.
Or taking a video to post to Facebook?
Right, right.
Well, I can definitely agree with that. And part of it too is the advent of smartphones, not just cell phones. Because when you had cell phones, you either talked on it and then it transitioned to text messages a little bit. But once we got into smartphones and having social media on our phones, and just other options for social interactions other than in person,
Mm-hmm.
that definitely played a part in that breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because we kind of still felt like a community. We were just on Facebook or
Right,
whatever social media site you go to the most.
right.
So me being from Atlanta, I miss Freaknik. And Freaknik could not happen today. Not in the way, because not in this Atlanta.
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
because these kids don't know how to party.
at all.
Mm-mm. I don't think just well, not necessarily just freaking, but these millennials, they don't know how to party
Right.
at all. So you're right. Freaknik and every other party atmosphere would not be able to commence in this day and age.
Right. And then even like festivals, because you used to have the Sweet Auburn Fest. I'm thinking of what other festivals and things we used to have here in Atlanta. But definitely, Freaknik is the biggest one for me, just because I can remember being way too young to be there. um, but nothing bad ever happened other than as I got older. I'd say that because my mom watches, but getting too drunk, and being careless, because looking back at my, 39-year-old self, looking back at my 16, 17, 18-year-old self, like, girl, you took a chance. But I mean, it used to be just me and Stacy going through Freaknik because she had the car. So, you know the everything was locked down. So you just parked somewhere, even on the expressway, whatever, jump out, jump in somebody else's car, go dance to the music. I wasn't one of them, showing my behind or my, breasts or nothing like that. No, I was always that conservative. But, it's just that party atmosphere. Only thing you really had to worry about was when the guys came through with the snakes. And you could always tell when they were coming because you could see the crowd doing this, spreading out when they walked through and coming back together once they passed.
Oh, y'all had that too, because we had a guy at our festival at the lake. He always had a boa constrictor around his neck,
Yeah.
the yellow one. Yeah, no, or is that white? Do they consider that yellow or white?
It's an
Whatever.
albino.
Albino, yeah.
Mhm.
He always had it around his neck. But yeah, there's no way. And you know what is funny? Because not too long ago I was having this conversation with someone. We were talking about how um, girls or women of today um, aren't natural as we were back in the 90s. Yeah, we may have had some pieces in our hair, but never to the extent of what it is today.
Mhm.
We may have had our nails done, but that's it. Everything else, face, natural. Our bodies were natural. We wore our hair. It was a totally different time. Like, what? Why have we evolved into this
I don't know.
as black women? Because as black women, we've always had it,
Mhm.
and it was enough. When did that
Mhm.
become not enough?
That's a good question. That is a good question because when you think back into the 90s, if you had like, it wasn't really such a thing as wearing just a weave. You might have added hair. Say if you got the French roll, you had some hair added in there to make it fluffy or stand out, or just a track to add to the flow. It was
Mhm.
more of a protective style than the style itself.
Mhm.
Um, I guess well, some people did have wigs, because I don't think that people were really dyeing their hair like that. What you think? Because remember that we also had a lot of colors, like blonde, little platinum.
Yeah, well, that was partly due to Mary.
Mhm.
She started that trend, but wigs was still taboo.
Mhm.
People weren't really wearing wigs. If they were wearing a wig, it was because of it was a novelty.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I'm about to go to Party City. Hey, they got that little Kim crush on you wig color up in here. But we weren't wearing it like they wearing My Little Pony colors today. I'm serious.
But that's true.
But yeah, wigs is just like, because I met, oh, girl. When I first recognized that I was having issues with my hair, my hairdresser suggested that I wear a wig. Oh, and this was in '05.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't want to wear that. I don't want to look like no old woman. She's like, no, I'm going to cut it and blah, 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 blah. And it's going to be cute. And I was just like, I don't want to wear no wig. Mm-mm. But, and I still don't like wearing wigs because I don't like having to take something on and off my head.
I got you.
I mean, if it works for you, great. By all means, do it because it works. It works for some people. You're like, oh, that's a unit. Okay, that's cute. But it ain't for everybody.
Right. So Courtney said morals, and that's true. And that's true on so many levels. I mean, from the cleanest to the grimiest. Even the grimy dudes from back in the day, the hustlers, the street dudes, they had a code. They had morals that they lived by. You know what I'm saying? You don't sell to women and children. You encourage children to go to school. You protect the elderly. You look out for women. Things we don't have any of that. And then of course, even on the cleaner side, the not the grimy, that loyalty, the just the bonds, your word being your bond, word is bond. That's rest in peace. It's dead.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, definitely morals. On all levels, even women.
Mhm.
Because I mean, like even like Freaknik would be the time where you saw maybe a relaxed morals being relaxed a little bit, like how they presented themselves, things like that.
But even then, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but even then, it was still presentable. Like we wasn't having our boobs and butt hanging all out. Well, you might have what your little hot shorts,
Yeah.
but
Daisy Dukes.
yeah, Daisy Dukes, but they were moderately scantily clad.
Hmm.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Have
No,
fun.
I mean, and that's true, and that's like kind of where I was going, and that was for an event. I mean, it's called Freak Nick, okay? You can break that whole thing down, and that's what I say. Like women, well, I won't say women. A lot of women of today dress like it's Freak Nick every day. You know what I mean? Like,
Like it leaves nothing to the imagination. Like here, it's all on Front Street for you.
yeah, and you just go into the corner store. You just go into Walmart. It's not like you dress like that and stop by on your way to the pole, to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Now coming to the stage, big booty Judy. Like, no, you about to
You
go
just
for
going
a
to go
walk.
get your mail.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I guess some lighter things. Well, also similar to that is like family events, family reunions, get-togethers, coming together for the weekend. Things like that. We don't have those kinds of gatherings, and not even just family, like just parties.
Hmm.
And even pre-coronavirus, I'm not talking about right now while we're in the midst of a pandemic, but over the last few years, you kind of had to do a head count. It's not even who's coming, it's how many are coming, because once you start getting over 10, 15 people, you like, somebody gonna die tonight.
What?
Yeah, and then once you have too many people in one location, it's too many people blocking the exit in case something go down.
So
And you have to
silly.
think like that. I'm so for real. Like, mm-mm. How big is the venue? How many exits?
That's funny.
Uh,
But yeah, you're right. We don't convene. We did not convene as often as we used to. That's true. So true.
People have lost respect for self and others. People fighting everywhere and not caring. And that's true too. Because back in the day, there was kind of that underlying brother sisterhood code. I mean, if it's two of us in a space, you kind of had an ally, like a friend. Like now, you got to be suspicious of everybody.
Facts.
Because, I mean, everybody wants to be on World Star or Facebook, go viral for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. It's like Courtney said, no one has that moral compass. And then I've said it before and I'll continue to keep saying it. We no longer have those traditional values
Hmm.
that are being instilled in our children's lives today because we're now, well, not you, but people my age are the big mamas.
Right.
And people my age are too busy trying to be their friend. Oh, but you grew up in the same era as I did. Like there had to have been that one person. Didn't have to be a whole slew of people, but just that one person who you did not want to disappoint, who you cared about their feelings, and they instilled the fear of God in you.
Right.
No one has that. I won't say no one, but it's lacking.
Hmm.
It's totally lacking today.
What do you think contributed to that breakdown?
Probably our parents didn't necessarily want to be as strict as their parents were, so like our grandparents. And then because our parents probably wanted to give us the world, give us what they didn't have, right? And then for our now kids, we give them too much.
Mhm.
We give them far too much. So with the evolution of technology, it kind of it takes away that connectivity that parents have with one another unless you actually take the time to carve out time for you, that quality time between you and your children. Because my sister is like that. My sister does not let the kids have a whole lot of screen time.
Mhm.
They would much rather go outside and hang out
Right.
versus, oh, I'm about to sit in here and watch this series. I'm about to binge watch. I'm about to watch this YouTube video. No, that's not how they were taught. They actually spend quality time. So, and I commend her on that. I tell her all the time. I was just like, not everyone thinks like that. But I'm glad that you were as proactive as you were, because sometimes, not saying that we have to, and not saying that they have to rule with an iron fist all the time, but just put a portion of those qualities that you were taught and put that in and ingrain that in your kids, because in the end, they'll appreciate it. Because there's times, we look back on things that something that our parents told us. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. It's just like, what's one thing that your parents told you? And I think I said that my grandmother told me to pay my bills on time. And it
Mhm.
makes sense 20 years ago, but looking at today, like, damn, I should have paid my damn bills on time.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, yeah, it kind of sucks that people our age are not instilling those qualities in our kids today. And they're failing them, which
Yeah.
is sad because it's just like, how are you preparing them for the real world?
Right. And so something that you said that was, I feel like is kind of important is that, you know, as parents, you want to give your children what you didn't have and maybe not be as strict as your parents were. And so subsequently now it's, 2 3 generations down, so as each generation relaxes, now here we are to, pretty much no guidelines. And
Hmm.
that's not for all parents. That's not for all parents. And to parents defense also, when we were coming up, our parents were pretty much the sole source of guidance direction. We didn't have a lot of influences coming at us from so many different angles.
Hmm.
We were pretty much isolated. You had school, parents, and then, maybe extended family, things like that. That was pretty much your primary sources. Um, Video games were just coming out in the 80s. So we weren't just spending hours on video games. Definitely different levels of video games. Like we had Super Mario Brothers and stuff
We
like
had
that.
Contra. Contra was my game.
Right, but it didn't taint us or promote violence or, degrade women. They weren't running over prostitutes. Okay. That's what you're doing,
Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft
Auto.
Auto. Yeah. We didn't have those Grand Theft Auto games. We had car games. Yeah. You had racing. You had Super Mario Racing. Need for Speed. You had those. And then it evolved into the Grand Theft Autos, the RPGs, role playing games, the Call of Duty, and things like that. I think the most violent game, James Bond,
I
Golden
mean,
Eye.
Contra was up there because you had to shoot.
What were you
Contra
shooting?
people,
Oh,
not people like in the live sense of like as far as graphics with Grand Theft Auto, but you were shooting people.
I mean, and we had like Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
Tekken, things like that. But that's not really to me anyway. And as a child then, and looking back at it,
Yes,
I don't really
nothing.
think that's influential.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
We had programming that was just for us. It wasn't mixed with adults and kids kind of at the same time. Now you had, what was it, like, what was it, TGIF,
Yeah.
the
Appointment
shows that could,
TV. Yep.
right, where you knew it was your time, and it didn't even immediately transition into to adult stuff. I mean, it would just be not fun for kids. I think like the most adult thing you might have had on prime time was like Married with Children, those kinds of shows.
Mhm. True.
And we had channels that were blocked out. You could see naked people in the middle of the
Unless you
day.
subscribe to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and it wasn't so simple as just a click of a button, order now. You had to go through some things to get those explicit channels. You used to have, yeah, I
Yes.
know, you used to have the squiggles.
No. No. That just made me laugh because okay. So back in the day,
Mhm.
so my neighborhood crush, he had asked me. I had saw like it wasn't like a true porno, but it was like a Benny Hill type of knockoff, right? But it was Spanish people,
Mhm.
Spanish speaking people. And he had asked like, who got a video with people having sex? So I was like, oh, I do. So he was like, okay, well, we'll come over to watch it. So I went home and I made sure I recorded it. And then he came over and he was just like, this is not what I was talking about. Broke my little heart. Thought I had done something.
Right. Somebody's getting you.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was satire. It just wasn't like full on, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going to grab a boob here. I'm going to grab a butt there. Yeah, I mean, he was just like, I don't want to see this.
Right. And then, we when we were coming up, like I said, it was just things carved out for children only, or to separate children stuff and adult stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like we certainly didn't have YouTube, you
Right.
know, or Pornhub or any of the free porn sites. You had to go through a lot to find those things.
Hmm. Hmm.
And now you have to go, it's kind of the opposite. You have to go through a lot to protect your children from those things now,
Yep.
because it's
Absolutely.
everywhere. Like you have to watch the ads that pop up in their games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so many things that just pique their curiosity, or could expose them to just adult situations, beyond just sex, but just things that are just too adult for children, period.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, you can remember they didn't even, let's see, I think smoking was the worst thing that they had on public television. And even then it was a lot of advocacy for not smoking, don't do drugs. You didn't even have a lot of drug movies. Like, you had to watch them on videotape. They weren't being played just on regular TV. You weren't really going to sit down and watch somebody snort a line on public television,
Right.
or even talk about it. Even when, like, remember Save the Bell?
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, sorry, Saved by the Bell, when Jesse,
I'm so
uh,
excited. I'm
mhm.
so excited. I'm so excited.
But even then, remember, it was all implied.
Hmm.
I mean, they talked about it, but they didn't ever show her doing the pill. What was it, pill she was on?
I
Speed or
think
something
so.
like that.
Hmm.
You know, but that's the way that they addressed it. They didn't make it look cool or like it was the thing to do. It was
Hmm.
advocating that this is why you don't do it.
I just watched an episode of Punky Brewster today, and she was on a Just Say No campaign.
I mean, I was on the Dare team or whatever you call it, the Dare to Say No. I had those stickers. I got one every year.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't take it that far.
Of
I
course.
wasn't in that involved.
Mm, but yeah, a
Yeah, a
lot of
lot of things have
transition.
changed. Yeah, a lot of things has changed. They don't make you read. Parents don't make you read anymore either.
Well, we're not reading.
Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, I used to hate my grandmother. Oh my God. Every summer during vacation, was it? Yeah, that was when I transferred schools because originally I was going to a year round school. I hated it.
Mm.
Oh, I hated it because I was never out when everyone else was out.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did transfer schools and I was with the rest of the population, before I could even go think about going outside, I had to read an article in the newspaper and I had to read it in front of my grandmother. And that's why I can no longer, I don't like the feel of a newspaper. True story.
And we used to have Book It when I was in school. Are you familiar with that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that was a program offered by Pizza Hut where you could get earn free personal pan pizzas for reading a certain amount of books, which that was easy for me. Reading was never a problem. I love to read. I was that one. I did my schoolwork or my homework on the bus coming home. So I wasn't, like some kids did their homework on the bus going into school, like, oh, I'm about to turn this in. No, I was excited to do my homework. I know I was that one. But yeah, we used to have Book It. I mean, I used to know my parents because I read too much. I mean, I would have like I could eat pizza every day for the amount of for the amount of books that I read. I used to be in the summer enrichment program where you had to read everything that I did, and I loved it. But I don't know if they have those now.
Probably not.
And I don't know. It's something that gets lost in transition or translation, excuse me, between having the paper or hard copy of books and virtual or digital copies.
Digital, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I have some books in there that I found, and I was like, "Oh, I should read these again."
How many have you opened?
So the way my life is set up right now, I ain't had time.
Oh, okay.
FYI, when you said pizza, that made me so hungry.
Oh, you're fatty. I mean, that's why we're friends. We connected over food and beer.
Thought we
But
could. Oh, all right, okay. I was about to say I thought we connected over beer.
hmm you can earn Braves tickets also. Oh, hi. This is Channing. That's Courtney's sister. Try monk fruit as a sweetener.
I've heard that someone actually suggested I use that for my cakes.
Mm. I
Yeah,
don't know nothing about monk fruit, but
yeah. Someone has suggested that too, so I might try to go out and I'll get a little bag. I'm not gonna get no big ass bag, but because I'd be mad if I spend my money on that and then I don't like it. But yeah, someone else did suggest that too. So
oh, okay. So you're gonna try that in a cake.
yeah, I mean because it's sugar,
Okay,
it's
that's
a
fine. That's
sweetener.
fine. So that's an excuse for me to have cake because you're gonna need a panel to conduct the taste test. Got you. When you going to get the monk fruit?
Can I finish my cleanse?
You don't have to eat the cake. I'm not on a cleanse.
So I'm gonna just make a free ass cake just for you to
Yeah,
come over. You had a whole free cake the last time I made a cake.
a half a free cake.
You still had more than most people get.
Okay, but that was how many months ago?
Oh my God, it was just last month.
Hmm.
Really, Nikki, don't come on here and encourage her. Don't, don't. Oh my gosh, that sounds so
Oh,
good.
see? Mm, eat the cake. Eat the cake, anime. Yes.
Please don't encourage her.
yes, encourage you, encourage Lovey. Okay, but what else from back in the day before we get up out of here?
I don't know, but I'm starving.
Oh, pudding.
I'm gonna. I won't say I'm gonna die, but I want some food.
How much longer do you have on the cleanse?
What's this? I have 5 more days.
Ugh, you're halfway there. That's a long way to go. Good, you can do it. Hmm, man. So, like I said, I'm not on the cleanse, girl. So we went to Granny Soul Food for lunch yesterday. And I'm one of those, I just like what I like. So what I'm about to say probably don't go together, but it was the bomb to me. I had some salmon and green beans, macaroni and cheese, and cornbread. And I tell you, it was busting. It's over in Austell, so it'll be near the new apartment that V and I are moving to. So I'm slick investigating that area to figure out where we're gonna eat when we live over there. Besides the times that I cook, so
Can you cook? Can you throw down?
I mean I can cook enough. I ain't gonna act like I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner, but it ain't beanie weenies, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's one good thing about having well, that was about to come out wrong. Having a guy like V, let me just say that he's a very meat and potatoes kind of guy, so I don't have to get extravagant. Long as I got a vegetable, some potatoes or rice, and then a meat, and he loves my steak, winning. Um, the spaghetti that I make, he loves. So usually I do spaghetti and a salad. I make the salad though. I ain't buying it just out the store. What else? I can make macaroni and cheese from scratch, like my mama and my grandmama. And
Mm, I
you
ain't
know,
never tasted that.
you will. Lemon pepper tilapia is my thing, cause that's the only way that I've had tilapia where it actually has flavor. Cause
Mm.
most ways that you have tilapia, the flavor is literally just on the top. But once you get into the fish, it just tastes like nothing. Because we all know it's not a real fish. It's a man-made
Yeah, that's
fish.
why I don't eat it. I stopped eating it years ago.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't care that it's man-made, just as long as it tastes like something when I eat it. Um, I don't really mess with grease like that. So if we ever want fried chicken, I give you to fry it. That's what he can do. He can fry chicken. Anything else, I don't really let him venture off into because he makes such a mess when he does it. So he may do breakfast, but now when I do breakfast, I do breakfast. He likes to have pancakes, turkey bacon, pork sausage, eggs, and sometimes he'll do fruit or sliced tomatoes.
Now that's real country right there.
Okay, his folks is from South Georgia. He was born.
Ooh,
He's a Grady baby, born and raised.
that is country. When you talking about tomatoes,
Hmm.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. To each his own.
And I have never eaten sliced tomatoes for breakfast. I don't care if I'm fixing them for him. I'm just like, too far. I just can't see doing the tomatoes in the morning. Like I don't like tomato sauce bothers me if I eat it too early in the day. Like it kind of gives me heartburn.
That's when you got to add a little bit of that sugar.
No, girl, and you and these sugar posts, like, okay, we have already put you on the edge of the black community, but you about to be permanently banned. Okay, we about to take the tan off of you and everything. So before we get up out of here, Levy is on this stir up the black community campaign. She has posted that sugar goes in spaghetti,
It does.
sugar goes in grits.
It does not. It does
Oh,
not.
oh, okay. Um, Sugar goes in greens. Now the one post that I definitely agreed with is peaches do not go in peach cobbler.
And
So
bananas don't need to go in banana pudding.
I don't eat bananas, so y'all can do whatever you want to with that. Now, fun fact about peach cobbler: that is a dessert it's like a generational dessert for my family. My mom made it all my life. Grandparents or grandmother made it all my life. Baby, I would eat every ounce of it, but the peaches.
Hmm.
And my mom, and as I got older and developed table manners and etiquette, I would stop doing it. But when I was younger, I used to like suck the syrup off the peaches and then spit the peaches back out.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, because I love
You
cobbler.
love. Hmm.
But now, but that's like with peach cobbler, and I don't really fool with the peaches. Apple cobbler, apple pie, something like that. I can do apple, but not peaches.
Hmm. You do not need the peaches in the peach cobbler. It's cute. It's for presentation, but as far as the flavor, it's because someone was trying to have a serious debate with me because I had finally figured out a method to the madness of making a peach cobbler cake. Because I never really wanted to use real peaches because they weigh heavy on the cake. But there's a specific pan that I use that only has it on the outer layer part of the cake. But as far as like the syrup and the juice of it all, it's the same way you make it in the cake. It's the same way you would make it in the cobbler. And if I could do without peaches, I would, because I don't like cooked fruit. So apple pie, peach cobbler, peach pie, all that, not for cooked fruit.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, well, apples though, because I grew up eating fried apples, which I don't know why they're called fried, but eating fried apples.
What's a fried apple?
It's just like the inside of apple pie. That's how it's made.
So it was mushy? The apples are mushy?
Mm, medium. I mean, it just depends on how they're cooked. Sometimes they're mushy, not like applesauce mushy, but like cooked fruit mushy. Or you can cook them a little tougher. Some people peel. I prefer for the apples to be peeled, but you can cook them with the skin on, which I just peel it off the skin. Um, my aunt
No
or
crust?
mm-mm. It's cooked in a skillet. Well, it's a cast iron
Oh,
skillet, but
fried like that. Oh, okay. So in the form like you fried corn.
I guess I don't know. I don't eat corn, but
You don't eat corn?
mm-mm, mm-mm. I eat corn
Why?
I don't like it. I eat popcorn.
What don't you like about corn? Oh, I wonder if I can make some popcorn.
Oh, you so fat. Anywho, but let's see. So,
Wait, why you don't like corn?
I just don't like it. I mean,
You
I
don't
don't
like
know.
the texture?
I just don't like corn. Like, have you ever had corn pudding?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I used to eat the whole pudding off it and spit the kernels out. Every now and again, I'll eat corn on the cob, like once every 3-4 years.
You ever had Mexican corn?
No.
Oh, it's so good. You eat mayonnaise?
Yes.
You like chili powder?
No. Not really. Mm, mm, kinda, sorta. Not like chili powder. Love it.
No, because the Mexican corn is in the truest form. They'll take the corn on the cob and they'll slather it with um, mayonnaise, and then they'll roll it in Parmesan cheese, and then top it with either tahini or chili powder. So good. But if
Okay.
I don't have a cob of corn, I'll just make it into like a bowl. So I use the frozen corn. So good.
And then let's see. My aunt mentioned pear pie, which that was my father's weakness was peach cobbler and pear pie. So I grew up on peach cobbler because my daddy loved peach cobbler. He used to go like in King Street. There was like Hardee's was probably the first restaurant that I can ever remember being nearby. It's like you talk about country, baby. Like first of all, if you blink, you done went through this city. Okay. But he used to go to Hardee's and the largest peach cobbler he could get and some ice cream. And if you thought you were gonna get some of my father's peach cobbler, you better had ordered your own, cause that one was all dad's. Okay. Mm-mm. He would sit there smacking on it in front of you and everything. You should have asked for some when he was gone, cause you was SOL otherwise. And that pear pie, my dad was a sweet person. Like he pear pie, jelly roll cake, uh, just cake, period. Pound cake, ice cake, the little, I call it repast cake, but you know, the cake that they serve like at church functions is real thin, got a little thin layer of icing on it. He didn't care. He had no compunction at all about desserts. He just give it to me, an extra. And
Now I
then,
want some cake.
yeah, you want some everything. Um, and then Nikki was saying about the fried apples is that it's a southern thing. So I grew up on fried apples because in Rougemont, North Carolina, where my mother's from, they had apple trees in their yard. And to call it a yard is like an understatement because it was on like each side of the driveway was acres. So they had a whole apple orchard. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I have been having fried apples for as long as I could recognize food or distinguish food. So I thought that was
Yeah, it's
something that
definitely
everybody
a
had.
southern thing because we had a peach tree in our backyard,
Mhm.
and which I bit it one time, and my tooth came out. Back in the day when you had to go back there and get your own switch.
Oh, mhm.
Hmm. But yeah, yeah, okay. I'd never heard of pear pie before, but okay.
Talk about my dad. He did the same with 6 hot dogs for $1 at Hardee's. That was dad. Like my dad was a generous person, generous enough to get you whatever you would like, but taking
Go ask
his.
him about what he had.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, he was not a sharing person. He was a caring person. Okay.
But sharing is caring.
Not in that case. It's sure not. If it was something sweet. My dad was definitely the reluctant one. He did not care that I was his seed. Like,
So you trying to say that if he was still with us today and I
oh,
had cake,
girl, he would be keeping you in business. Like, you would be able to quit your day job because of my father. Chad, please.
that's too funny. Okay. Now I'm hungry. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what friends are for.
I really want to break the code and just go get something to eat.
Stay the course. Stay the course. We have goals. I need you to fit into your bridesmaid's dress. Wh- Why is this about you? Me? I know. I know. It's all about me. Nevertheless, all right. So let's talk about the black fact before we get up out of here, cause she about to kill me. Fix your face. Fix.
What you gonna
Iron
do
that
to
out.
preserve your girlish figure for the dress?
Oh, girl, I got alterations on it.
You still got a year from now, boo.
I know. I got time. I got time to work on that. Can you? We not talking about me. This is about the black fact. So today's black fact, I'll move right on, is the first black Cowboys. And this image is Bass Reeves. I'm gonna keep right on going too. So the first black Cowboys, they were 1 in 4 of America's cowboys were African American. Many of the slaves in the 17th and 18th centuries were familiar with herding cattle from homelands of West Africa. Federation of Black Cowboys maintained the legacies of black cowboys in America. Hollywood gave little attention to black cowboys who made their mark in Western history. Notable black cowboys were Bass Reeves, Ned Huddleston, aka Isom Dart, and William Bill Pickett. So, fun fact about Bill Pickett: my parents actually took me to the Black Rodeo and we saw that live.
Yeah, rodeos was never my thing because I don't like the smell.
Well, I mean, it definitely was a smell. But when you're a kid, you go where your parents take you. I mean, but it was interesting once you got beyond that. But then, I don't think we did that too often because that smell does stay with you. Period. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
But alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have reached the end of yet another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are watching this on
You ain't gonna put on my glasses?
no. She was like, oh, screw your wrap up. Look at me. Okay, so let's take a moment and matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a special moment. Give you a special moment.
No, don't do that. You see my glasses, y'all? They're orange. Orange.
Orange.
Orange.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's from the website that you gave out? The
Yeah, Vogue me. I'm beefing
okay.
with them right now.
Why you beefing?
Cause they're gonna go up on their price as far as shipping. Because they have this no, because they have a membership where you pay $29 and it covers your shipping, right? So I usually order some people order like several pairs of glasses at one time. I usually order a pair of glasses a month, right? Which is fine for me, which covers the shipping. Because if those of you who don't know me, I will throw my entire card out if I have to pay for shipping, right?
Yes, she will.
So the $29 covers you for the year for shipping. Well, now they have it where you have to spend a certain amount in order to qualify for free shipping. So my total has to be $49 and up. Um, why? Because
So
my glasses would normally cost like these were 44, right? Um, and then they give you discounts. You get discounts, and then you also earn points. So for each order that you complete, and if you leave a review, so those points could add up. Like right now, I have over 200 points, almost 300 points that I could apply to my next purchase. Well, I have a pair in my cart right now with all my discounts and the credits and the points. $32 for a pair of glasses, which would normally cost me 55. But now I no longer qualify for the unlimited, for the free, for the shipping, for there to be no charge because I'm not spending $49.
just get two pair.
I don't want to spend $60 right now. But that's not fair
How
because
much
they
is
change
the
it.
shipping?
It's $5.95. And I'm not paying that. Not when I didn't spend $29 for the year. How you gonna come in the middle of the game and change the rules? No, that's not fair.
I get it. I get it.
So I'm a little upset right now.
I know you in this shipping because you will drive to Alabama to pick it up if possible, just
Sure
to
the hell
avoid
will.
just
Not
to
paying
avoid
shipping.
a $5.95 shipping fee. I have seen her not get something because it was $1.99 shipping fee. Okay, like so everybody has their quirks. Love it, McPherson. Do not pay no shipping fees, y'all.
I don't want to pay shipping. I don't. If I gotta pay for shipping, that just meant I didn't need it.
I just,
Hey, not everyone agrees with me, but that's fine.
I mean, yeah, it is fine. It is fine. You're not wrong.
but I don't agree with their policy and practices. How you gonna come in and try? No, so there's a whole Facebook group of us that's pissed off. Cause how you gonna, like, for real? We didn't already pay. You got our money,
Yeah.
and now I got to spend additional money for shipping. No, that's
Oh,
not fair.
bare minimum, they should take your $29.99 and break it up over like each order. So say you have this order, it's $5.95. Deduct $5.95 from that $29.99 until you run out, and then charge you. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll be paying shipping.
Right? They should, basically, they should have it for new customers,
Right.
but for existing, for those, and I just paid for it in December.
Mm.
I got months left on this. Are you serious right now? No, it's unacceptable. Pissed off. So this might be the last pair that you see me with. That's gonna be new.
No, you just gonna find another site.
Well, yeah, that too. Or if I can order, because my friend, she orders with me as well. She uses my account to order glasses, so we might have to order them together.
And she paid the shipping.
Well, it'll be free because it'll be 2 pairs.
Oh, okay, got you, got you. All right. Well, thank you. Can I wrap up the show now? Do I have your
Yeah, go
permission?
ahead, go ahead.
All right. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your interactions and just checking us out. If you're watching this on replay, be sure to leave your comments and we'll either address them in the comment box or in the next show. Um, Also, don't forget to let us know what are some things from back in the day that is different from today. Some things that we're missing. Um, what else we got coming up this week? Just stay safe. You know, I know. Oh, CDC guidelines have changed. They're talking about 3 feet. No, baby, you keep your 6 from me, okay? I'm still sticking to 6 feet and wearing my mask. Make sure y'all do the same. As always, y'all, it is the Saturday Sit Down. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week and stay safe. We are out of here.